Let's take a look at the top-ranked outfielders heading into the next month's MLB draft. Drew Jones ranked number 1, Elijah Green, but just shimmy down to number 19 overall, and he's the 5th-ranked outfielder, Chase Delauter. James Madison, left-handed bat, 6'5", 235 pounds. More importantly, he's got show hair, as Kevin Millar would say. And Chase joins us now live on MLB Network. Chase, good to see you.
Appreciate you guys having me.
So I heard in the commercial break you've met with 27
Yeah, it'll be
teams?
right around there by the time it's all said and done. Yeah.
So whichever other organizations, the 3 that didn't meet with you are meeting with you right now. They're watching right now,
Exactly.
get a chance to know you. There are scouts that believe you're the best hitter in this draft class. Tell me why those scouts are right.
You know, for me, I
See how he
feel
puts you on the
like
spot?
it's just the different approach I have. I mean, when I go up to the plate, you know, my only job is to go hit the ball hard, and I try to hit a home run in center field every time I swing. You know, I feel like obviously I have a little unique swing. Not a lot of people swing the same way I do, but you know, it's worked for me. I'm all self-taught. I know my swing. And
What is
that's
your
gonna
swing?
carry.
What's
I
unique
was gonna
about
say,
your
what,
swing?
yeah.
I'm a little bit more of a front foot hitter. I get you know, pretty long separation, you know, with my hands, and more of a, you know, a backside center field kind of guy, but you know, self-taught and know my swing pretty well.
Why did you start that approach?
You know, for me, it's just all natural. It's kind of how I was in high school, and you know, I never really did any of the perfect game stuff, or I wasn't really heavily recruited, so I never really had anyone teach me how to hit besides myself until I got to college, and just something I stuck with.
So it's usually the reverse, that the men's baseball team brings a lot of glory to the campus, but the women's softball team went to the College World Series last year. How cool was that?
It's awesome, especially so we kind of share a facility with them, and you know, they're walking through, and you know, here and there they're kind of giving us crap because you know they're going to the Women's College World Series, and you know, we're just not. So you know, but it's cool to kind of be around them and you know, see how they practice and play.
That was quite an exciting run. You know, Greg talked about 27 teams you met with, and we got a few general managers here. And you met with Colorado. Mr. Schmidt, was he in the meeting?
Yep, he was, and that was you know, a little shocking moment to walk in and be able to meet with the GM. It was cool.
Yeah,
So
I would say it was pretty cool for you to go to the Cape.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you weren't heavily recruited out of high school, which I don't know why. Did you hit a growth spurt like
I did.
freshman
I
year
actually,
of college?
It's crazy. So I committed as a PO at about 5'9", 5'10", 170
pitcher
pounds.
only?
It's my junior year of high school.
Holy
You were
smokes.
5'9" your junior year?
Yeah, roughly around there. Yeah, 5'9", 5'10".
And you never got to hit. You were a pitcher only.
I hit throughout high school, but I committed as a PO, and then they gave me a shot to 2A after my senior year.
Wow. So James Madison, thankful that they committed to you. You grew. Now you're huge.
So I got to tell you a quick story. You know who Dave Winfield is, a Hall of Famer, right?
Yep.
You realize he was the top college pitcher in the country for 3 years. He never hit at the University of Minnesota.
Really? Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he went up to what would be Cape Cod today, to Fairbanks, Alaska in the summer before his senior year. He led the country. There's an injury, so they let him hit. He led everybody in hitting, and he went back to college and said, "Coach, can I at least hit now?"
Yeah.
And he let him hit, and the next thing you know, history is told, Dave Winfield hits his senior year. Draft comes, the next day he's in the big leagues and never looked back.
I'm glad you brought up
Wow.
Cape Cod, though, because, you know, you didn't
How
get a
about
chance
that?
to go to the showcase stuff like all these other kids
Yep.
that are out here and want to be in the first round, but yet you dominated at the Cape. Did that completely change the way scouts viewed you, your performance at Cape Cod?
100%, because like I said, really not much looks out of high school. Obviously JMU, a little bit of a smaller school, coming from like a smaller town, so not really much recognition coming out of there. And then obviously going up to the Cape was a whole new ball game, you know, for me and you know, for some of the other guys that are from smaller areas, not playing at the Power 5 schools, and you know, went up and you know, tried to do my thing throughout the summer, and that's when everything kind of blew up for me.
Can I throw a comp at him? Do you mind? Because I love comps. And sometimes I'm putting you on the spot. You might not like the comp.
Yeah.
I think you're a taller J.J. Bleday.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a heck of a comp to have. I think, you know, watching. I was one who watched his highlight tapes when he was in college, and Duke can hit.
A lot of bombs.
Tell you what, James Madison, Billy Sample. I know we got some old school folks out there watching. Was the last big name comes out of there. You familiar with Billy Sample?
Yeah, never met him in person, but heard a lot about him.
Billy Example Sample.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably sitting at home right now. That's right. That's me. Billy, that's me. Yeah, that's great. Billy Sample. He could do it all, but he didn't have power like you, man.
Appreciate
Good
that.
stuff.
Appreciate
Excited
it.
for your future.
Thanks. Me too.
All right.
Me too.
All right. Chase Delauter, that was awesome, man.
appreciate
Thanks for
the
hanging
time.
out with us. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
The other 3 organizations enjoyed the interview, I'm sure.
Yeah, they did.
Now you've checked off all 30, Chase. Well done.